everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. We're in the studio already because I can't waste any time getting into this product because I'm so excited to share it with you. There is a new tiny vinyl format. In fact, it's called tiny vinyl, as you can see here. And no, it's not 3-inch vinyl. What in the world am I talking about? You're not going to want to miss this. These showed up a few weeks ago, and it's been really driving me nuts that I only now have had time to get to the point where I can film them and share them with you. But this is sort of last month's big news. There's a new miniature record format in town, and no, it's not 8-band, aka 3-inch vinyl. It is tiny vinyl. This is something completely new, and we are going to get into what sets it apart from previous attempts at a small format. And of course, we're going to unbox these and listen to them as well. But before we get there, I want to go back in time a little bit. The idea of miniature records is not really new. This is a miniature 78, and this is probably about a 5-inch record, maybe a 6-inch record. They made them a lot smaller than this. They even made little, I think, 1 and 2-inch records and little tiny phonographs that would play them. But it's an example of the idea of making records as small as possible. Traditionally, the trade-off has been sound quality. You know, you run into a lot of technical issues, such as inner groove distortion, etc., when you're dealing with a miniature record format. But that hasn't stopped us as a society from trying to expand on that idea. Also comes to mind are these little guys here, hip pocket records. We've done a couple of shows about this in the past. These were about 4.25 inches, I believe, 45 RPM flexi discs. And these ones are double-sided. I think they also made single-sided ones. And the idea was you would use a miniature record player. It was more portable. You could put it in your pocket and it would flex and it wouldn't break if you sat on it. Trade it with your friends. Sort of the predecessor to the idea of this format, which I love oh so much, pocket rockers. I was so glad to finally get my hands on pocket rockers. Not only is the music tiny, it's trendy, it's portable, and you could wear it. And you may be saying, well, you couldn't do that with a hip pocket record. Oh, yes, you could. They did have, and I will surely insert a picture of it right now, earrings and other accessories where you could proudly display your hip pocket records. So that's something to think about. A variety of genres, etc. From what I understand, a lot of the material, though, was like 2 or 3 years behind times. This is a children's record. So the because of licensing and all that good stuff, the music that was being licensed for hip pocket records was kind of like 2 to 3 years old. It wasn't quite as trendy, and the kids obviously want the latest and greatest. If it's over 6 months old, it's ancient. You know what I mean? So if I remember correctly, one of the downfalls of this format was the fact that they couldn't quite stay on top of the latest trendy music. I could be wrong there. Let me know down in the comments below. But this, again, a miniature format and played back in the right way, these can sound surprisingly good. Then we get to a format that I've talked about a lot, and that's 3-inch vinyl. This format takes its heritage from the 8-band format, which came out in the early 2000s overseas. As you can see, I have an unhealthy amount of 3-inch records, but the idea was very similar. They're small, they're trendy, and here's an original 8-band record right here, printed on or pressed on a cool disc. One thing that's interesting about this format, the 3-inch/8-band format, is that these aren't vinyl records. These are actually ABS discs with a thin layer, essentially a flexi disc coating on one side, and they're typically one-sided, unlike hip pocket records. And sound quality definitely wasn't as good as, say, a regular 45 or an LP, but they could be played back with reasonable quality. You'll notice the spindle holes are going to change as we go through some of these, and that was a separate story for a separate day, but it's a whole kind of backwards compatibility deal. And they've released these usually in sets of 4. Like there was a Sun Records set, there was a Johnny Cash set, there was Vince Guaraldi Peanuts set, as you can see here on the original Fantasy label. There were Beatles records. These ones came out, I think, last year for Record Store Day. See the hole size has changed. By this time, they just decided to make it work on a regular standard spindle. But a lot of them were pressed on color. My understanding is that the way these were made was that the laminate surface that goes on top of the ABS disc was actually die cut out of a 7-inch record. A 7-inch pressing, which would be a slug up until the 3-inch portion in the middle. And the reason for that was because it's very difficult to press anything smaller than 7 inches, 5 inches, somewhere around there. And that helped with the wow and flutter, etc. But yeah, these are cool. These are very, very cool. If you want to hear these, here's one with a bigger hole. They were trying to sort of emulate the 45 in terms of hole dimensions. But it required an adapter, and that introduced wow and flutter as well. So yeah, if you want to check this format out, I would highly suggest it. These are a couple custom records. These could be lathe cut on a 3-inch compact disc, as you can see there with these little reproduction labels. And yes, these are real and playable, and they're fun. So yeah, that was the 3-inch format, and most of us thought the miniature record format would sort of die on this hill. And then out of left field, we hear about tiny vinyl. Would be remiss if I didn't mention the 3-inch and 8-band miniature record players that were part of the format. Via adapters, and as the spindle hole adapted to different sizes and changed over the years, you could play them on regular record players, manual ones. But they also came out with these miniature record players. Some of these had magnetic cartridges, real pitch sliders, really fun stuff, really, really fun stuff. This is sort of like a miniature C100. And as you can see here, they have partnered with certain retailers like Target, and I'll put links down below to where you can check all this stuff out. The idea with tiny vinyl is to offer a higher quality miniature record than has been available before. We talked about some of the technical limitations of the other formats. This is an actual vinyl record, and from friends that have tested this before me, I have heard through the grapevine that these do perform better. And the idea here is not to replace your regular records. The idea is to have an additional collectible. If you're super into Stitch, for example, you probably have the album and you would want to get this. They are records that feature 2 songs, essentially a single with a B-side. And yeah, so we got a gatefold here. I love the artwork. And then here on the side, we have the sleeve, the inner sleeve. And from there, we can extract the record. Ooh, that's cool. That's really cool. It's like kind of a bluish tint to it. I like that. Also, I want to point this out. So if I zoom in here, see that number, that TV0015-B? That is essentially a number that you can use to check the exclusivity and the validity, the authenticity, there it is, of the record that you have. So that's sort of like a serial number. But yeah, there it is. This is a real vinyl record, and I think that that's really, really cool. So let's go through and look at the other ones. Now, they partnered with all sorts of popular artists, but you know me, I like Disney, I like vintage stuff. So I got some very unique releases here that are really right up my alley. And I think as the format grows, there will be more for everybody. Ooh, this one's on a beautiful kind of cobalt blue color. I love that. Side A, side B. It's the same thickness as like an LP. That is amazing. I would imagine these are die cut as well. They're probably, I'm assuming 7-inch records that they then die cut. You would think with these nails I'd be able to tear into this. Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm kind of a latecomer to Nightmare Before Christmas. I hadn't seen it until last year. I was so late to the party on this. But I've really, grown to love this intellectual property, and especially the music. We've talked about that on our podcast before. Ooh, this one's cool. So this is like a lighter purple, like a lavender. Gosh, that's so cool. Looks like the labels might be adhered. I don't know if, well, maybe they're pressed in. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this is so cool. I hope these guys make it. I hope that this format works, because I think the more interesting, the better. And I've had people reach out to me before. These guys didn't reach out to me. I reached out to them because I'm like, this is cool. I want to be a part of this. But I've had other people that wanted to introduce different formats in the past, and some of them have been a little bit far-fetched. But this is close enough to stuff that's worked in the past. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. That I think that they have a real shot at making it. Oh, I love the, look, I got the fantasy label. Yes. Oh, this is so cool. And we'll play these. I'm going to show you a couple different record players I think would work well. Because the records are small, you're going to need to avoid automatic record players. Check this out. Oh, isn't that the coolest thing? You're going to need a manual record player. So if you have like a cruiser, that might be really good for this. I'm going to use something similar here in a little bit. But you want something that's not automatic, that would reject before the record is done playing. Look at that. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? And if your cruiser has like an auto stop feature, then you will want to turn that off. Capitol Records. Isn't that the coolest thing? And you can see the tiny vinyl logo. You'll notice that the music is pushed out to the edge of the record. You ultimately want it as linear as possible to reduce things like intergroove distortion and things like that. Okay, these are cool, and they're definitely a thicker, more robust feeling record than the previous attempts, and I cannot wait to give these a listen. I want to introduce to you our latest 45 adapter colors. And there may be more on the way as well, but we are doing this set. This is Holly and Pine, and they are available now in the store. They're sort of muted red and green with a sparkle built in, and we're offering them not only as singles, but also sets, which we've done in the past. But something we haven't ever done before is a 4-pack, which will give you the biggest savings possible if you want to get all 4. And a little birdie told me that there may be other Christmas colors coming, but those are the official Christmas adapter colors. All right, we're going to play some of these records on a couple different record players. I'm going to start with this vintage all transistor Philips record player. This thing is heavy for what it is. Let's go ahead and set it up. Okay, I've got these clips on the side, and that should free it. Oops, there we go. To open up. Okay, I'm doing this really bad, so don't do it the way I just did it. There we go. There's a boring 45 adapter, and the speaker in the lid. It's mono, and it's battery operated. So I am going to switch to the front microphone, and we'll go from there. First, we're going to switch this to 33. These are 33 RPM records, and they just go right on like that. Get this set to 33. Make sure that its record's pushed down all the way, and here we go. And it shuts off because there's an automatic thing there. That's awesome. Okay, this wasn't a great record player for this. Yeah, okay, we're going to get a different record player out here. That was really dumb right after I got done telling you guys that you need a manual turntable. So, okay, I could edit that out, but you know I'm not that guy. I'm going to expose myself in all of my faults. All right, so we're on phonograph. Record going on, manual phonograph. This isn't as good of a sounding record player, but right off the bat, that sounds better than 3-inch to me. Let's go ahead and flip it over. It's a little dusty, but let's just go for it. Laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring. Making our spirits bright. Very copyrighted. I have to be cognizant of that. Let's try another one on this player before we do a different record player. Here's Lilo and Stitch. about this Soundburger? That seems like it'd be a good idea. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. Let's go ahead and put our record on like that. Guess it would help if I powered it up. We're going to use the Bluetooth out functionality. So let me put this into pairing mode. And here we go. Okay, that's not going to work. There is a little nub right here preventing the needle from dropping right where it needs to. Not a good choice, so we're going to go on to another record player. Here at Record-ology, we are 100% authentic. I can guarantee you that. Okay, so I've got the Revolution. Oh, no, what is this thing? This is the Victrola Respin. I thought about putting the Revolution Go or the Crosley Revolution Soundburger thing, but it does not do good unless you have a full-size heavy record. It's got bad wow and flutter. So this one should work well. I've got my Bampa Flip cartridge upgrade on here, and away we go. See how it's stopping? I need to turn off the auto stop. And there we go.
We call home, everyone hail to the pumpkin song. And as they must be dreaming, wake up, Jack, this isn't fair. What's this?
From heaven afar. Jingle bells.
Do you want to build a snowman or ride our bike around the halls?
Size comparison here. We've got essentially the same record in 3 different formats. Charlie Brown Christmas. The 12-inch LP, the 3-inch record, which is sadly not green, and the tiny vinyl, which is a bit bigger, 4-inch format. So there you go. It's still very, very tiny. Okay, so there you go. Tiny vinyl. I think it's cool. It definitely seems like a premium upgrade from the older 3-inch record format, both in like physical build quality and sound quality. I will say this. I noticed they were playing pretty quiet on the record players that I tested today. You know, it's a novelty. As they state, it's not designed to replace any of your other music formats, but rather to be like kind of a baseball card, but it's a record, if that makes any sense. Something that's collectible, tradable, fun to have. Obviously, the colors and everything is really, really fun. So I think this is a 2 thumbs up. It's a cool product. I'll put information down below. My thanks goes out to Tiny Vinyl for giving us the opportunity to check this out, and I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this video. All right, my friends, as I said, this is super cool. I'll put all the information in the description down below. Don't forget those custom 45 adapters. We would love for you to be able to collect all of those colors. And we've got other surprises coming, including giveaways, record player giveaways, accessory giveaways, live shows, and there's some guy speeding down my street right now, but that's okay. That's par for the course. My friends, that's going to do it for today. So happy record hunting, and we'll see you next time. Wow.